Hosea Part 3, and we haven't found much of the text that's worth anything, so whoops, I gotta get the lights on. And I don't think we're gonna see much because each of these are starting out without it being a prophecy, but it starts out talking like it's our creator. When Israel was a youth, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. Well, he was going to make him a nation, and that was his promise. So this here is not making any sense right off the bat. The more they called them, the more they went from them. Okay, what does that mean? The more they called them, the more they went from them. Absolutely idiot speaking. I mean, it's fourth person maybe. They kept sacrificing to Bellas. This would have been something like this. And burning incense to their idols. Who taught Ephraim to walk. It was I who taught Ephraim to walk. No, he taught every... and they do not know that I healed them. I leave them with cords of a man and bonds of love. Oh yeah, really? Our Creator does that? And I don't think so. I became to them as one who lifts the yoke from their jaws. No, I bent down and fed them. They will return to the land of Egypt, but Assyria will be their king because they refuse to return to me. Nope. No, I'm just hoping you've been listening to the stuff I've been saying about this one so far, because it's so distorted with out of place knowledge here and there. So actually this person who wrote this, I don't care who he is, I'm just saying what's on his mind. He knew about Assyria. He knew about Israel falling away. So this has to be written by them long after that. Great. The sword will whirl against their cities and demolish their gate bars and consume them because of their counsels. My people are bent on turning from me. Doesn't say nothing. Though they call to the one on high, like they don't know who it is. He doesn't know who it is. The one on high. None at all exalts him. How can I give up Ephraim, and how can I surrender Jerusalem? Well, that's because they're your enemy. I mean, do I have to inform my Creator when he's having some idiot write stuff like this? I mean, whoever this is, what is this? Like they're important, and if you wouldn't know these characters right off the bat, why would our Creator be saying why he would make them like this thing, this person? So our Creator's heart is turned within him. All my compassions are kindled. Why would you have compassions kindled if your heart? I will not execute my fierce anger and not destroy him from again. For I am God and not a man. Our Creator would not refer to himself as a title. The one in your midst, and not come in wrath. They will walk after YV. He will roar like a lion. He will roar with his sons. Idiots. Like a dove in the land of Syria, I will settle them in their houses. Declares YV, Ephraim surrounds me with lies. But he's already been sent to us anyways. This here is not going to make it either. Just idiots. And I don't think anybody is actually preaching these words to you anyway. So there's no great loss. There is nothing here. Oh, on the east wind continually. Oh, yeah, right. And oil is carried to Egypt. Yep, like that's really, really important for our Creator to say these things. YHVH has dispute with Judah and will punish Jacob, who lived 1,000 years before, according to his way. And he will pray him according to his deeds. In the womb, he took his brother by a heel. Actually, our Creator told his wife that Jacob is to be the one that our Creator is going to want to pass off the promises. So that's why she made when she heard Isaac was going to pass on the blessings to him, that she done these things to Jacob to fool his father and receive the blessing. So it wasn't that he grabbed him by the heel and all this. So this was not true. He contended with the Creator and he wrestled with the angel and prevailed. I don't think so. What purpose? No purpose at all. He found him in Bethel. Well, Bethel wasn't even around when Jacob was just stupidity here. Like we have the text about the location of where Abraham settled, and then Isaac took over the land, and when Jacob returned, he was there. So this place is long away from there. Okay, so since I know what's going on, let me show you what's going on here as well. I should have it somewhere here easily because the story is, let me use this one where the tribes are at here. This, well, no, that isn't going to work. I need this one right here. Okay. This was Shem's land. This was where Noah, I'm guessing that he landed. He had to land somewhere in here because this is Shem's land, and it would have been someplace that on this side of the river. And I'm just doing my best thinking about what the text was telling me. Because when Jacob passed the rivers, that's when he was sent in from here. So Abraham was here, about in here, and sent this way. Because actually, later, Canaan seems to take over this area right in through here. But anyways, this is where this is at, and Bethel is down, I think, right in through here. So there's no way, why would he be down here? It doesn't make no sense what they're speaking about or trying to say, that he found him in Bethel. Even the Creator, YHVH is his name. Now if he's a Creator speaking, then why does he have to explain this? Return to your Creator, observe kindness and justice, wait for your Creator continually. Your merchant's hand is spoiling balance. He loves opposition, oppression. Oppress. Loves to oppress. Ephraim said, I have become rich. But this doesn't, there's nothing here that is being defined as a prophecy to happen. Okay? They will find no iniquity in me. they will find in me no iniquity or no sins, which would be a sin. Like, I don't think so. But I have been YV your creator. See, why would he even say these things? I mean, let me go through here and see if there's any text that their altars were stone heaps beside the furrows of the road. Now Jacob fled to the land of Aram. That never happened. This never happened, but our creator says it did. And so why did he flee? Because when he returned, he had to stay there because his youngest son Joseph was sent to Egypt by his brothers. So why did Jacob go, especially when our creator named him Israel? They would not be using the name Jacob any time after that. And Israel worked for his wife. See, this is the problem here. Creator didn't name him Israel then. so they've got this confusion. But by a prophet, why have you brought Israel from Egypt? Moses was never a prophet. He was a servant for our creator, and he led them out. But he became a judge, the first judge for the nation for our creator. So this stuff, no. And I don't know what's so important about Ephraim, but here we got him back again. He exalted himself in Israel through Bela and did wrong and died. But you're talking about one of Israel, Ephraim, Joseph's sons. Manasseh, yes. The son of Joseph. Okay. Which Egyptians did come back with them. They did not separate themselves. I mean, they did and they didn't. But they took back Egyptians with them. And he did wrong and died. Yet our Creator was telling us before how he's going to do many terrible things to him, and now he did wrong and died. Okay. I think this is the most idiotic. I think if we go back and look at the text and actually see how many times Ephraim was going to die and how many different times, I think this is just stupid. Like smoke from a chimney, this one wouldn't be used. And it's a fog that disappears. The dew disappears as well, but you first have to have a fog for the dew. And threshing floor, which there's no big deal here. This isn't important. Since the land of Egypt, you do not know any creator except for me, and there is no savior beside me. Now, see, that's just wrong. Our creator's salvation is based on a savior. So our creator would know that. So we can't have him lying, can we? Like cared for you in the wilderness. This would probably be the Sinai, so it would be a desert, not wilderness. In the land of drought, see there, that would be a desert, not a wilderness. And they had a pasture, so our creator sent out water for them here at that verse there. Then became satisfied, and being satisfied, their heart became proud, therefore they forgot me. They didn't forget him because they were proud. Our creator doesn't know what happened here. I will encounter them like a bear on a cubs, robbed of her cubs. I'll tear open their chests. I don't think our creator needs to do any of these things. I mean, all he has to do is stop thinking about them and they'll die. Yes, your help. Now where's your king that he may save you? Oh, our creator thinks a king can save him from our creator. In all our cities, the judges who request, give me a king in principle, give me a king in anger, take away my wrath, iniquity of his sins is stored up. I will ransom them from the power of Sheol and redeem them from their death. Now, why? They turned against our creator. He wouldn't be all of a sudden saving them. I mean, if they're against him, that's why they're in Sheol. And that's why they're in Sheol today. Sheol is another place, displacement of space and time. And in the first video in my description, I tell you how males can actually visit the abyss, and that's what does make me different. Death is, where's your sting? Compassion will hide, compassion will be hidden from my sight. How can anything be hidden from our Creator's sight? Okay, his fountains will become dry. Our Creator's fountains are going to become dry, and his spring will dry up. No, this is just, jeez. I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Okay, again, we don't see anything that's really has prophecy written on it to start. Return, Israel, to YV your creator, for you have stumbled because of your iniquity. Take words with you and return. Say to him, I will take away all my sins and receive us graciously, that we may present the fruit of our lips. You have fruit of your lips? Assyria will not save us. What save us? We will not ride on horses. How is all of a sudden our creator speaking? Or no, this is somebody talking or explaining. Assyria will not save us. We will not ride on. Syria is going to take them captive. So why would they be wanting to save them? They didn't come down here for that intent. They came to capture people to make them slaves to work in the fields, most likely. All of a sudden our creator is speaking here. I will heal, I will love them, I will be like the dew of the morning. I'll be like the dew to Israel. And then all of a sudden he's speaking in third person. Israel will blossom like a lily. Okay, hold on. He will take root like this. Well, if we didn't have these words, he will take root like Lebanon. Now, what happened? Why? Well, Lebanon is actually a kingdom, okay? His shoots will sprout, and his beauty will be like an olive tree. Israel never came back to do any of this. Oh, now we have his fragrance will be like Lebanon. Those who live in his shadow. I don't see that as being even close to being tied together. They will again arise like the blossom of the vine, as we now know will be wine like of Lebanon, like the wine of Lebanon. And then we got Ephraim again. I mean, he destroyed him, he killed him, and he even died last time. Now he's got even more here. Okay, none of this is making it. All right, plain and simple. Okay, ta-da! There, we have got nothing left. All we got is the text from the very beginning, and this is the text. Okay, so let me make it smaller and tell you this is actually the only words we have. Now, this is unique, though, when I've been thinking about what we do have here. And it has got to be one of the first prophecies from our Creator that is going to say that he's going to finish Israel and send them away. Okay, and because they've been doing this should have been like that. So I guess if you're getting a screenshot, you would want this, and then I guess overlap is somewhere in here, and then up in here, and then that's the end. This is all that we've got. Not much from, I don't know, I think there was like 9 pages when I had done the separation of it. But there are 13 chapters or 14 chapters, and all we have is maybe 100 words. Anyway, that is all that we have of Hosea, or Hosea. See? And we actually have the right kings, right sons from Solomon, and these were the kings at that time for Judah. And the story does match up that it was Jezreel, but I've never, because I've always wondered about this, if, because when I did this in 95, I don't think I kept anything because I had a hard time with this, because when you looked at all these, 95, I wasn't really as smart as I am today over all the kings. It took me probably a good solid 10 years from 1995 to figure out all the kings. So it was not something that I can do overnight. It was a little bit here and a little bit there. And what is interesting about searching the kings and understanding the kings, let me show you something here. Because when you see the kings here, and now the ones up here at the top, they're easy to figure out, okay? I mean, when it starts here with Moses, okay, and goes through this, then I'm guessing at this, years are missing. But you notice I don't have how many years, and I don't know how many years for Joshua. The text does not have clear enough years to say that. But it does have the first time Eli judged for 4 years. That's the only text. And I had to accept that as truth because he was in his older age as a judge over all Israel. We have information that, yes, he was a high priest and for a long time. So, but then it comes out when Samuel did this judging and he was the last judge. There's really no times for this, but he lived through Saul's years as well. But these years are not known. But when it becomes interesting, we have Saul ruling, I think, for 19 years, and I think I figured out that it was 20. Then Abner, he ruled for 4 counts. Now, what is 4 counts? 4 counts are I believe that when you look at dividing the year up by 7 days, that there is not more than 10 months that we would call months. But they were using it as a 4 count. And I got to correct this because I do believe it was a 5 count month. But it would have been 4 of their 5 month counts, that there was 5 of these 7-day weeks before they went on and counted another one. So it was 4 of these 5 counts that he was actually ruled. Okay, and that's when he came to David, and we have numbers on David. They're pretty accurate. Solomon lived for 60 years or ruled for 60 years. That's there. Now when it comes to Rehoboam and how many years, this was when the numbers would have been like 11 or something like that, and I needed to change one part of that number. But what I found that I started all this because I got all this stuff jumbled together, and I mean I had notes all over the place, and you know, well, this king did this king did that, and then I was saying, well, that king couldn't existed because this happened at this time. I mean, you've seen how they were sticking names in there unknowingly, or they willingly just use the name to mean something secret for them. They weren't worried about being correct. But the object is this guy here had 2 years, but this guy, this was probably one of the only years that I didn't need to adjust, because when he had some years with Jeroboam, it said that it was 2 years here. When I figured out these years, that it was in his years, and then Omar was in his years. I mean, they're tying it back and forth to him. And then these two guys appeared about the same time. That's why this line is very important, because when all of a sudden that I knew that this number was correct, all these numbers could be adjusted to make them true. And a lot of times it would be because the Hebrews wrote 10 and 5 or 20 and 6. They didn't put it together as one number. So when you look at the Hebrew side, you're going to see these two numbers. And a lot of times, only one of them was wrong. But it was unique to see that even though they kept the 2 digits, they needed to be adjusted. But this is the key when you really do all the studying over all the kings, because once you understand that, then they become kings at almost exactly the same time. And then you can start adjusting the truth by who is who going through here, because the stories do tell us that Jehu was a son of Jehoshaphat. So he has to come over because he killed this guy. We just went over this, this king here. Jezreel was his wife. And she did those things. But then all these dates that you're seeing here, all of them were just one number was off, and I had to adjust them. And that when I adjusted them, then I put in the mark that this is the 20 years here, and this is the story. And because a lot of times the text did say this guy died in the 19th year of this other king. So that was helping, but this was so hard to do. It took years, and I do mean years. Now, here, this is your Bible won't have it written this way for the kings of Aram, but I believe these, I had to change these and add these names in here because the way the text was jumbled up, that they kept having this guy reappear okay, over all the years. And you got to understand, all these existed, let's see, from here to, well, they were fighting here. So, and I'm trying to think of any story after here, but at least up to here. So, and he started here, I think he started off as David had killed his father and he went down to Egypt. So these have to be his sons when they returned, or when he returned. So a lot of studying that you see on this, and that's why I go to it all the time, because I had to remember this, what happened and who it happened to and when it happened. That's why I'm so good at the text here. When I see a verse, I can relate it to a story. But anyway, that's the end, and that's all we have. and I will start the next video.